the last video, we went over a simple solution that can boost your plant's growth, something that can genuinely replicate what you'd find in an expensive store-bought product. So today, we're going to be doing the exact same thing, but with a brand new recipe. Just as simple, just as cheap, and honestly, just as effective as the last one. And trust me, the results are going to surprise you. Now, for cherry tomatoes, it's going to work a little differently because this plant requires way more nutrients to actually produce fruit. Tomatoes are heavy feeders, which means once they start flowering, they need a serious boost to actually turn those flowers into fruit. And that's exactly where today's recipe comes in. So the first ingredient we're going to be using is aloe vera, and that's because it's packed with natural compounds like amino acids, enzymes, and even natural rooting hormones that help stimulate strong root development and give the plant an overall boost in vigor. Cutting it into pieces will help release more of that natural gel from inside the leaf, the part that actually holds all those nutrients we just talked about. The smaller the pieces, the more surface area you expose. Once we've got everything cut up, we're going to pack all of those pieces into a jar, giving us the most surface area possible for a really strong infusion. Then, fill the entire jar with water. Make sure every single piece is fully submerged, so nothing gets left out of the infusion. And the last ingredient we're adding in is a teaspoon of oats. Oats are actually packed with phosphorus, which is exactly what tomato plants need to go from just flowering to actually setting fruit. Plus, they bring a bit of nitrogen and potassium into the mix too, which helps the whole plant grow stronger from the roots up. Now we close the lid and let it ferment. We're going to leave this alone for a few days so all those nutrients from the aloe vera and the oats have time to fully break down and infuse into the water. After just one day, we're going to strain the solution out, grab a fine mesh strainer or even just a clean cloth, and separate the liquid from all of that aloe and oat residue sitting at the bottom. Take your time with this part. You want to get as much of that liquid out as possible, since that's where all the actual nutrients are. What you're left with is a nutrient-rich, slightly thick liquid. And that right there is our nearly finished fertilizer. Now, we need to dilute this down a bit with some more water. This solution is pretty concentrated, which plants can be sensitive to a fertilizer that's too strong, so a bit more water just brings it down to a level that's safe and gentle enough to use on the plant. With the solution ready, we're going to pour it into a watering can. This just makes the whole application so much easier, letting us control exactly where the water goes, instead of dumping it all in one spot. So every part of the root system gets its fair share. Before we start watering, the first thing we're going to do is loosen up the soil around the base of the plant. Just gently work through the top layer with your fingers or a small hand tool. This helps break up any compaction and creates little channels for the solution to actually soak down toward the roots, instead of just sitting on top and running off. Now, we're going to water it with regular water first. This helps pre-moisten the soil so that when we add our fertilizer solution next, it soaks in evenly and gets absorbed properly, instead of running straight through dry, compacted soil. Now, we begin watering the base. Pour it slowly and evenly all the way around the stem, working in a circle so every side of the root zone gets covered. take your time with this part. Don't just dump it in one go. Give the soil a moment to actually absorb it. Then keep going. One thing to keep in mind is that you want to make this a regular part of your routine care, not just a one-time thing you do and forget about. Tomato plants are heavy feeders, remember, which means they're going to burn through these nutrients fairly quickly, especially once they start setting fruit. So aim to repeat this every couple of weeks throughout the growing season. Think of it less like a quick fix and more like consistently feeding the plant exactly what it needs, right when it needs it most. Another thing worth noticing is that this solution isn't just limited to tomatoes, because at the end of the day, what we're really doing here is feeding the plant phosphorus and potassium. So if you've got peppers, cucumbers, eggplants, or even flowering plants around the house, this same recipe will work just as well for them too. And there you have it, a simple, natural fertilizer made from just aloe vera and oats that can genuinely rival what you'd pay for in a store. If you found this helpful, do me a favor and hit that like and subscribe button. It really does help this channel grow. I'll see you in the next one.